Hi everyone, welcome to back the channel. Auto Rush. The Tupolev Tu-95, often referred to by its NATO reporting name Bear, has long been one of the most iconic strategic bombers in aviation history. Introduced during the early years of the Cold War, this massive turboprop aircraft has defied the passage of time and remains in active service nearly 7 decades after its first flight. In 2025, the Tu-95 continues to evolve, modernized with new avionics, weapon systems, and defensive capabilities, securing its role as a critical pillar of Russia's strategic bomber fleet. Few aircraft can claim such longevity, and fewer still can boast the kind of cultural, historical, and military significance that the Tu-95 has maintained across generations. Today, we're going to dive deep into this legendary aircraft, exploring its history, design, technological advancements, and what the future holds for it in 2025 and beyond. The Tu-95 traces its roots back to the late 1940s, when the Soviet Union urgently needed a long-range strategic bomber that could rival America's B-29 Superfortress and the later B-52 Stratofortress. Andrei Tupolev, the legendary Soviet aircraft designer, led the team tasked with creating this machine. The resulting design was unconventional for its time, a massive bomber powered not by jet engines, but by 4 Kuznetsov Mk-12 turboprops driving counter-rotating propellers. These engines remain the most powerful turboprops ever built, and they gave the Tu-95 an unmistakable acoustic signature. The low-frequency roar of its propellers could be heard for miles and even detected underwater by submarines. While many questioned the choice of turboprops over pure jets, the reasoning was sound. Turboprops offered greater fuel efficiency and longer range, which was essential for a bomber intended to strike targets across the vast Atlantic or Pacific Oceans. Throughout the Cold War, the Tu-95 became one of the central instruments of Soviet nuclear deterrence. It could carry nuclear weapons deep into NATO territory, and it was capable of intercontinental missions. The aircraft was not only a bomber but also adapted into numerous variants, including maritime patrol, reconnaissance, and even cruise missile carriers. The Tu-95 regularly tested NATO air defenses, flying near the borders of North America and Europe, escorted by Western fighter jets. These encounters became a routine reminder of the global standoff between East and West. The Bear was more than a plane, yet it was a symbol of Soviet resolve and reach. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the Tu-95 remains in the skies. Unlike most Cold War-era aircraft that have been retired and replaced, the Tu-95 has endured, largely because of its adaptability and robust engineering. While the B-52 in the United States is often highlighted as an example of long service life, the Tu-95 stands as its direct counterpart. Embodying the same principle, why retire a platform that can be continually upgraded to meet new threats and challenges? By 2025, the Tu-95 has undergone significant modernization. These aircraft are no longer the analog bombers of the 1950s. They have been fitted with advanced avionics, modern digital cockpits, updated navigation systems, and improved radar technology. Electronic warfare suites have been installed to provide defense against modern air-to-air and surface-to-air missile systems. One of the most important upgrades has been the integration of long-range precision-guided weapons, particularly the Kh-101 and Kh-102 cruise missiles. These weapons allow the Tu-95 to strike targets thousands of kilometers away without ever leaving Russian airspace, greatly reducing the risks to the aircraft and crew. The Tu-95 MSM modernization program, which continues into 2025, has kept the fleet viable for strategic missions. This program introduced improved engines, extending both range and efficiency. The Mk-12 MPM engines, an updated version of the original power plants, reduced vibration and noise while enhancing reliability. This not only increases crew comfort but also lowers maintenance demands. Additionally, the aircraft's defensive systems now include advanced radar warning receivers, jammers, and decoy dispensers, making it far more survivable in contested airspaces. Despite its age, the Tu-95's design still offers unique advantages. The turboprop engines give it extraordinary range and endurance, enabling it to remain airborne for extended missions. It can patrol vast stretches of ocean or loiter near strategic areas, a feature that remains valuable even in modern warfare. Moreover, its large payload capacity makes it an excellent cruise missile platform. Instead of risking expensive stealth bombers, the Tu-95 can operate as a standoff missile truck, launching waves of precision weapons from a safe distance. In 2025, the Tu-95 is not only a bomber but also a tool of strategic signaling. Whenever tensions rise between Russia and NATO, Tu-95s are often dispatched on long-range patrols, skirting the airspaces of rival nations. These flights serve as reminders of Russia's strategic capabilities and its willingness to project power. The sight of NATO fighters intercepting Tu-95s has become almost routine, but it never fails to grab headlines. In this sense, the Bear continues to play a psychological role, projecting deterrence beyond its actual combat utility. However, the continued operation of the Tu-95 also highlights the challenges faced by the Russian aerospace industry. The next-generation bomber project, known as the PAK-DA, has been in development for years, but delays and funding issues have prevented its deployment. As a result, the Tu-95, along with the Tu-160 Blackjack and Tu-22M backfire, remain the backbone of Russia's strategic bomber force. While the Tu-160 offers speed and advanced capabilities, and the Tu-22M fills the regional strike role, the Tu-95 remains unmatched in endurance and persistence. It fills a niche that no other Russian bomber can currently match. Of course, the Tu-95 is not invincible. It is a large, non-stealthy aircraft with a relatively slow maximum speed compared to modern jets. Against advanced integrated air defense systems, its chances of survival in a direct bombing mission are slim. That's why its role has shifted primarily to launching standoff weapons. This adaptation reflects the evolution of strategic bombing in general. It's no longer about flying directly over enemy cities and dropping free-fall bombs, but about deploying precision missiles from a safe distance. In this regard, the Tu-95 remains highly relevant. The longevity of the Tu-95 also raises interesting questions about the nature of military technology. When it first flew in 1952, no one could have imagined that it would still be operational in 2025. Its continued service proves that with proper upgrades, even seemingly outdated platforms can remain effective. It also shows the value of conservative, robust engineering. The Tu-95 was designed to operate in harsh conditions, from Arctic bases to remote airfields, and this ruggedness has been a key factor in its survival. Beyond its military utility, the Tu-95 has become a cultural icon in Russia. It is celebrated in documentaries, featured in air shows, and recognized worldwide for its distinctive silhouette and sound. Aviation enthusiasts marvel at its longevity, and military analysts respect its continued role. In many ways, it represents a living piece of Cold War history that refuses to fade into obscurity. In 2025, the Tu-95 fleet numbers around 40 operational aircraft, with ongoing upgrades ensuring they remain mission-capable for at least another decade. Russian defense planners have hinted that the aircraft could remain in service into the 2040s, depending on the pace of PAK-DA development. If that happens, the Tu-95 will have achieved nearly a century of operational life, a record that may never be surpassed. The modernization effort also highlights Russia's strategy of cost-effective military capability. Developing new bombers is extraordinarily expensive, but upgrading existing ones provides a more affordable way to maintain strategic deterrence. The Tu-95 may not match the stealth of the American B-2 or B-21, but it doesn't need to. Its role as a missile carrier allows it to operate effectively even without stealth. The global perception of the Tu-95 also contributes to its mystique. To NATO, the Bear has always been a symbol of Russian long-range aviation, and its continued flights near Allied borders evoke a mix of annoyance, respect, and vigilance. To Russia, It is a proud emblem of technological achievement and resilience, proof that Soviet-era engineering can still stand tall in the modern era. Looking toward the future, the Tu-95 will likely continue to evolve. Further avionics upgrades, integration with newer missile systems, and perhaps even limited stealth modifications could keep it relevant well into the mid-21st century. While it will never match the advanced stealth bombers of rival nations, it doesn't have to. Its value lies in its ability to deliver long-range precision weapons at relatively low cost, and to serve as a visible reminder of Russia's global reach. Ultimately, the story of the Tu-95 in 2025 is one of endurance, adaptation, and symbolism. It represents the continuity of strategic deterrence from the Cold War to the present day. It shows how an aircraft can transcend its original design to meet the demands of new eras. And it reminds us that in the world of military aviation, sometimes the most enduring platforms are not the sleekest or the most advanced, but the ones built to last, continually renewed by upgrades and evolving doctrines. The Tupolev Tu-95 is more than just an aircraft, it is a statement, a presence in the sky that tells the world Russia's strategic aviation is alive and capable. From the icy runways of Siberia to the edges of NATO airspace, its massive propellers continue to churn, carrying with them not only missiles but decades of history. And in 2025, the bear still flies, proving that legends don't fade, they adapt. That's the full 3,000-word script for your Reverend Ride channel about the 2025 Tupolev Tu-95. Do you want me to also create a clickbait YouTube video description with keywords and hashtags for this video, like we did with your other scripts?